My name is Sam and I do visual arts at BCC, and my project for portfolio is efflorescence, which is where you see like the white flowing patterns in concrete, but it also has cultural and like botanical meanings, so I wanted to mix all of those together. Yeah, I started with making some pigment from flowers, so I just used different flowers like bougainvillea, pride of Barbados, turmeric, cabbage, or like teas to make them. Yeah, I incorporate those into the paintings and my print. The main challenge is that this is the biggest painting I've ever painted. I don't really like to paint big, but I wanted to challenge it because I wanted to kind of mimic like huge stained glass pieces. So I wanted to try out doing a bigger painting, and I actually really like it. But I had to get accustomed to actually how to paint so big and how to work with the details. I really like Misha Boehm. She just graduated from Laboral University, I think, and she works with the femininity through flowers, and I really like the way that she paints. So I was inspired by her on how to make my paintings.
Hi, I'm Cameron Mosley. I am a student at the Barbados Community College, and I am a second year in fine arts. I chose the topic behind the broken glass, and that is a look into the elements of struggle that you'd see in people that aren't usually voiced. So I have a piece here. It's a ceramic piece. I'm calling it Dysphoria, and it is about the struggle between a person and the acceptance of a religion that may have been forced on them, or maybe something that they don't quite have a proper internal relationship with. So I use the veil as a sort of like a symbol of the internal struggle that you can have with that. And I sort of wanted to invoke the feeling of that kind of discord, that internal discord that you can have sometimes. So I'm covering multiple topics, between this, drug abuse, the more psychological side of it. And I just wanted to bring a bit more awareness to the side that people might not necessarily see. This piece in particular, I did experience a few challenges. There was a crack that formed, and it was tough, but I think I was able to incorporate it fairly well in the finished product. Beyond this piece, I'm working on a drawing, which I'm calling Bouquet. It's exploring the internal sort of mindset in someone who's taking a drug that's really sort of destroying them. And I'm doing a painting which goes down a similar vein, except it kind of focuses more on the person's life, like the aspects of it, and it would sort of give clues throughout based off of what would have happened to them. I want people to think a little bit harder about some of the issues that they might see, maybe like the struggle that someone's confronting that they might not exactly view in a certain light or in a certain manner. I kind of just want people to consider another perspective.
I believe that everybody struggles with it, and I don't have a targeted audience. I don't have an age range. This is for everybody and whoever can relate to it. So I want them to have a sense of calmness and a sense of understanding when they look at slide. My name is Hannah Bass. I am a student at the BCC College. I do fine arts, and this is my portfolio piece. The piece is on mental health, so all of my pieces are on that. For this one, its name is 14. I wanted to do it on a chalkboard. The whole thing is for it to be a mind game, and I wanted to play on the phrase, life is a game. So each square has a mental problem, and it may not be easy for the viewer to figure out what it is at first, but as you go through it, you can look at it and be like, oh, that's that, and that's that. So that's why I wanted to give it. And I got the inspiration from an assignment that I did in first year. We were supposed to do mark making techniques, and I have grown an interest in that as I went about.
I'm using life in the 1980s to juxtapose now to show the differences between the two generations in hopes to bring awareness and kind of connect them together, because I know we have challenges relating to each other, even though we're both 17. Hi, my name is Christiane. I'm a visual arts student at BCC, and this is my portfolio work. My topic is called O'Clock. It explores life as a 17-year-old in the 21st century, using aspects like religion, self-worth, environment, and society to further examine it. My challenges while working were, especially in the collage, finding the right paper color to fit, because I'm using magazines and obviously the same color will not be in the same magazine. So that was my hardest challenge to get over. I'd like people to get a sense of understanding about the changes in our society, why they happen, how they happen, and to realize it's not necessarily a bad thing all the time. And I want us to use those challenges and those differences to build a better tomorrow for our next generations.
Hi, my name is Malik Maher. I'm an art student at BCC. I'm 19 years old. I've been here for about 2 years now. I'm currently working on my final piece for the portfolio event next week. Well, my theme is about men's mental health, and this piece is about negative thoughts. As such, I want to say about halfway done with it. I'm currently planning out how to do the middle section here. I've done some sketches up here as to how to go about doing it. And once I figure out how to do that, I should be done by tomorrow, I would say. And yeah, that's some of the challenges that I face is coming up with ideas, I want to say, because for what I'm doing is like how mental health issues like affect the body, but not in like a conventional sense. So in doing research, there's nothing that I found that I could really like take inspiration from. So I had to really sit and think about how I wanted to go about doing some of these, and that was the most difficult part about doing them. I wanted to do it because, well, mental health is a thing that is somewhat overlooked in people, but especially so in men. Like a lot of guys, we don't really like to talk about our problems with other people, and that I wanted to visualize it in a way that I guess other guys can feel seen, that their problems are understood, and that they don't have to suffer in silence really. And also to visualize it in a way that other people can also notice it, because again, a lot of people don't pay attention to that kind of thing.
The theme I decided to pursue for this portfolio is teenage depression. I originally decided to pursue this theme because I myself have gone through stages of teenage depression during my time in secondary school. I've also witnessed my friends and also other colleagues, and I've seen it throughout like multiple stages, going mild to strong, from either harming themselves, suicidal thoughts. I've seen it all during that time. My name is Elohim Beckles, and I am a second-year fine arts student at the Barbados Community College. And I wanted to try exploring this theme using 3 mediums, particularly ceramics, painting, and drawing. I chose those 3 in particular because those are the ones I'm particularly strong with. This and array of my pieces would show a hint of contrast, whether it be color, techniques, or other styles I may use. Overall, I wanted to choose a topic that was kind of relatable to not just young and older people, but just to them as a collective.
I'm hoping to showcase the difference between childhood and adulthood in women through my own memories on glass. Hi, my name is Kayla Brown and I am a visual arts student at BCC and my topic is reflection and refraction. I've chosen glass because I would like for it to be a bit more transparent, like a memory, something that you can look at from different angles depending on how you see it. It may be different or it may not even be exactly how you remember it. So I'm also doing a ceramics piece, a pond called the Pond of Reflection, which would be a pond that you can look into. So the challenges that I've had would have been trying to get my colors as vibrant as I would hope for them to be. I was able to combat that by layering my alcohol inks in order to get the colors to shine through the way I wanted them. It's a media that is a bit more loose, which ties back into the fadiness of memories.
I wanted to explore the complexity and the state of being a nostalgic person and looking back into the past as someone who also enjoys the present, also enjoys looking back on the past. I wanted to display that through my work and how I utilize my colors and my environment. I chose this because of my personal connection with nostalgia and having a wistful longing for looking back to memories and how they connect me as a person and shape me as a person. Hello, my name is Sienna Bryan and my theme is Death and Nostalgia. Basically, my theme is centered around nostalgia and the act of being in it. I wanted to not only relate to nostalgia in a personal sense, but also in a universal sense, as everyone experiences nostalgia and also experiences memories in their own ways. So I tried to utilize that and not have it so center focused on myself only, but have everyone have a relation to it. So my struggle with that was with how am I going to do that without tying so much personal aspects of my life into it. And I wanted to use the reason why I wanted to challenge that is to show that it's not only a personal thing. I've been at BCC studying fine arts for, well, this is my second year, and my experience has been pretty developing for my skills in artistic ventures. I've learned how to utilize my colors and utilize the experience I've cultivated into my art until now for portfolio.
Portfolio is basically about showing the transformation that a person can go through spiritually and mentally. With this piece, I'm showing the transformation of basically growing out of your younger self and coming to know yourself as you are now. And in this piece, it's going into pretty traumatic territory, but I'll leave that for portfolio. My time here was fun, sometimes challenging, like very challenging, but it all worked out in the end, and I'm really happy to have met the people that I have met and the experiences I have gone through to grow as an artist.
I'd say that my time here was quite enjoyable. Yeah, I had a lot of memorable moments, you know, a lot of fun, lots of great people, of course. Moving forward, I think I'd like to look into filmmaking, animation, maybe still stay in the gallery space to a degree, just branching out and seeing what I'm capable of. But yeah, it's a long road ahead and can't wait to go down it.